those models just look like they do, and that's how people want you to look, but you're never going to look that way. You just need to accept yourself.
I don't really think the media affects standards of beauty so much as creates it.
You have to look a certain way, you have to fit a certain mold. I think that the media is one of the only reasons that we actually have beauty standards, because you see that stuff every day and you look at it like almost everyone like sees something that is showing you like what you should look like.
It's saying that this is the good way to look and that's what you want to look like.
They can make or break like what we think, really.
Over the years, I've kind of developed and seen that everyone is beautiful in their own way. But whenever I was younger, it's just, well, the model on the TV is pretty, so shouldn't everybody look like the model on the TV?
I don't think that there's a certain way everyone has to look, but some people might say like, well, if you don't look like this person, then you're not beautiful.
Everyone looks different. No one's going to look like that specific person or have that specific thing that's supposed to make you look right.
I mean, I try not to, just because that's not like something that you should be doing, but I mean, I'm guilty of doing it every once in a while, yeah.
It just draws my attention to certain things that like people in the media and advertisements wouldn't have, that like are actually normal in society.
Throughout the decades, it's like changed a lot. It used to be like really skinny and like a thigh gap, which was like one of the stupidest things that's ever happened. Now it's like you have to have like a big butt and boobs, and then like your waist has to be like cinched in like you're wearing a corset.
Big breasts and a big butt, but like an abnormally small waist. And that's kind of why people have been wearing corsets all the time and calling them waist trainers, but they're corsets.
You know, they want that hourglass figure.
They could be bulimic and we wouldn't even know it. And that's like not really how you should depict health in society at all.
I haven't seen one photo shoot or one advertisement where a female doesn't have makeup on.
The general like perception of like standardized beauty is just being kind of like lean and thin.
Having abs and a flat chest and stomach, just being muscular.
And mainly tall too, definitely tall. Tall is like getting to be like more of like a big deal.
It's really unrealistic.
I don't consider myself ideal in the eyes of society, but I consider myself ideal to how I feel.
In my own mind, I am ideal, but I know that society does not think I am ideal.
I'd like to find someone that is ideal by society standards, like really.
I'm not ideal to societal standards. I mean, I'm not particularly skinny and I don't have everything that they want, but I'm ideal for myself.
Anything works, like everyone's different. If I were to say I'm ideal in my standards, that would make my standards very narrow.
I know that society does not view me as ideal, but I don't need society's approval.
Oh, that kind of really depends.
I guess at this point, with all the strives to like make people love themselves, what I see on the television or in advertisements doesn't affect me as much as like it could.
Who looks like that? I don't care if I look like that. I don't care if someone else looks like that.
Just in general, with like reading different things, like what people have to say about other people, doesn't make me feel too nice, because I mean, like there's people have a lot to say and they aren't afraid to say it.
Loving yourself or like trying to love yourself doesn't really cut it, and you just like think about the stuff. You think about your imperfections and you see how other people have like the body type or like just something that you would want, and it gets to you, and just like wanting to love yourself doesn't really make you love yourself.
The media doesn't make me feel great. It's kind of sucky to see all the models and everybody wearing the clothes that I can't fit or that don't look right on my body type. So it's not great.
The media, like, it just depends what you see. Like, sometimes if I see a person who looks really nice, I'm like, oh, well, I'm a bum compared to them. But then, like, sometimes I'm like, well, it doesn't really matter what they look like because you're a whole different person.
And this is something that I don't often think about anymore, but I used to think about it a lot.
Would it be stupid if I said my shoe size?
This is why I was kind of thinking for a while. I would definitely say my voice is my least favorite part about myself. That's not something physical, but that's something that I have like a trouble dealing with. I don't like hearing myself like talking ever. Like I just don't like it.
I was watching a movie with a friend one time, and there was this scene in a water park, and this girl had a stomach that looked like mine, and my friend who I was watching it with said, "Ew, what's wrong with her stomach?"
It'd probably be like my stomach, because on the TV everybody has thin stomachs and they're all great and like you can wear bikinis and go out and look really nice, and I can't do that because I don't look like everybody, so that's probably my least favorite part.
Probably my least favorite part about myself is my shoe size, because they don't carry it in a lot of shoes.
I have a lot of pimples and I am bumpy. Not bumpy, but like I have a lot of pimples and I have a lot of freckles.
I can't really say what my least favorite thing is, because some days you focus on one aspect of like yourself, and then other times something else is bothering you. But more likely than not, it's something physical.
I like my teeth because I have braces and they're perfect.
I think my favorite thing about myself is probably my hair.
I really like my hair because not a lot of people have curly hair like this.
And I say that because it took me a while to kind of like get into how it looked and how I would style it.
I like my eyes because they're green, and I like my favorite color is green, so I like my eyes.
I like that I'm a really upfront person. I don't really see the point in lying to people.
I really like my hands because like they have so many like dings and stuff on them from like playing guitar and just doing everything that I like. I feel like my hands really like tell like who I am and what I do.
I like my personality. I think I'm really funny, and I think personality matters more than your body.
Yeah, it's my favorite part about me.
She looks good. She looks healthy. She doesn't look abnormally underweight or abnormally overweight or anything. She looks fine.
She seems really confident. Like her smile seems like really genuine almost.
Doesn't look like some of the other models that I see.
If she was being used as a model in the media, the point of her would be for me to want to look like her, and I don't.
She looks like she has the type of body type that people would want to have.
She's not, I don't know, I think she's thinner than average, but she's not like, obviously I'm not going to come to school looking like that. Like,
The population is very different, so that one person can't be like, I represent all of you, because I'm one person who's blonde and white.
She's not representative of the general population. Most people don't look like that, especially in America. But I think for herself, she looks fine.
Honestly, that's shocking.
the other girl is what you see more, like, on models, whether that's actually them or not. So, well, I think a lot of people think that's average and not that.
People are so close-minded that like they wouldn't want to see that. Like they just automatically like turn away from that just because it's not what they feel like they should be following by.
Even looking at her side by side, if you just don't look at her face, it looks like there's just two different people.
She looks like a completely different person. She looks more average.
Because I've seen like the average person, and they're not like really skinny. The average person is like a size 14 or something.
I still think she looks fine. I mean, she still looks healthy for herself. She doesn't look like she has health issues. And I think it's awful that we have to Photoshop things to fit into the standards and that people want somebody to look different than they do. I mean, that's just how she looks, and she looks great.
So sometimes when I see like models, it kind of makes me feel bad about myself, and that's because I don't look like them. But honestly, this picture doesn't make me feel that way because I think it's strange how petite they are.
They're all very skinny. They look slightly unhealthy. It might be healthy for them, I don't know. But they look kind of sickly.
Yeah, some of them look sickly.
And it's weird because they're really thin, but you can still see, like, the one girl's having, like, her arm, like, cover this side of her body, like, she needs to be even thinner, and she doesn't.
I don't know, their pose kind of weird. I don't know, like.
So it's not only Photoshop, it's also the way that they're like modeling to like contort their bodies that no one does to make them like make it look like even more like not like the average person at all.
It's definitely not representative of even a quarter of the population because that's hard to obtain if you eat right, and even if you exercise, you're not going to get that lean and not have muscle. It's kind of just odd that that's what people are supposed to look like, and that's what the clothes are supposed to look like on you. It's kind of ridiculous, honestly.
I mean, yeah, it was like the other one. I mean, like, some people look like that, others don't.
He's representative of the male characters I see on television. He's not representative of anyone I've seen in real life.
Not everybody looks like that. Not everybody wants to go to the gym every day and get to that figure. And I don't think I know two people who look like that.
But that's not normally what average guys look like, obviously.
He looks like what he is. He looks like a model. He has those abs and like a lot of muscles. And it's just not someone you would see all the time. That's a lot of hard work he must have put in, or surgery, whatever. But that's not someone you just see walking down the street.
I don't even know if I would want to redefine them as much as I would like to deconstruct them and leave them like demolished onto the ground.
If I could redefine society's beauty standards, I would get rid of all standards of beauty and just have like everyone be accepted by society. Like, who cares what you look like?
There just wouldn't be beauty standards because I think everyone's different, but that doesn't mean that they're more pretty.
If I could redefine society's beauty standards, I think I would just do away with them, because what's beautiful to one person isn't beautiful to everybody.
Why should one person or a small group of people be the people that we look after and we like hold up on like a huge pedestal, and we kind of base all of our ideas and our emotions around that?
There's a movement, F Your Beauty Standards, and it's just to get everybody to love themselves and have self-love, and everybody's accepted.
So you shouldn't really think about the beauty standards, and you should like take into consideration like the part, like their personality.
Sadly, that's not how that works. Everyone's gonna have a preference of what they like and a preference of what they want to be like.
Healthy is different on everybody, so it's just be your healthiest and be how you want to be.
Just love yourself for who you are, because I know you taught me that. Try to, whatever you want to say. And you should just love yourself.
You don't need someone to tell you you're beautiful to know that you're beautiful. You don't need confirmation from anyone.
There will come a time that you will accept yourself. There just will be. Like, because you as you get older, you get more comfortable in your own skin and you get more confident in how you look.
You just gotta love it. If you can't do anything about it, like, it's yours. Go and rock it.
It gets better. You will learn to love yourself. It's really hard to accept yourself when you don't look like everybody else. It can be really depressing, and it can be really hard to learn to love yourself and get past everything, because learning to love yourself is a big step in getting through the rest of your life and really accomplishing anything. You have succeeded and passed a big wall when you learn to love yourself. So I think that when you learn to love yourself, you'll have a happier life.